There are several methods for achieving financial independence. Investing, budgeting, and debt repayment strategies exist. Today, we're going to look at 5 of the most common types and talk about the pros and cons of each. Welcome to Finance Dojo. We aim to be the best personal finance educational channel you'll ever need. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you won't miss out. Before we talk about the 5 strategies, let's talk about why there is more than one. Alternative financial and strategic approaches can either be effective for a specific individual or circumstance, or they can accomplish one of the several sub-goals of larger goals like financial independence. For example, consider the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. One method has you pay off your debts from smallest to largest balance, while the other uses the interest rate. The debt avalanche is the most effective method for paying off debt as fast and inexpensively as possible. The debt snowball won't always help you pay off your debt as quickly or with as little interest, but several studies indicate it enhances the likelihood that someone will complete the task and be entirely debt-free. Financial independence is a universal goal. Therefore, differences here may be more crucial than with debt strategies or budgeting formats. Passive income through businesses, side hustles, real estate, investments, or other sources will be necessary for most of us to survive when we can't work unless we die young. Therefore, let's get into the 5 strategies. First strategy: traditional financial independence. Traditional financial independence assesses whether your investment and other assets could pay your bills if you stop working. Financial independence is often determined using the 4% rule, which asserts that you are financially independent if your investments are worth 25 times your yearly costs. The 3% rule is the same as the 4% rule, with the exception that when your investments are worth 33 times your yearly cost, you are considered financially independent. This is the most common path to financial independence. This is where the term financially independent retired early or FIRE came from. Traditional financial independence and early retirement are divided into 2 categories: lean FIRE and fat FIRE. Second strategy: lean FIRE. A person who achieves financial independence and retires early lives on less than $40,000 a year, and some do so considerably less. The time needed to accomplish lean FIRE is its biggest pro. For example, John and Jane, both 50, haven't put any money saved for retirement. They must significantly boost their savings. If they have a good job and earn $100,000 a year, they decide to max out their 401k, IRA, and HSA accounts. Since they are 50, they are eligible to make contributions of $26,000 to each of their 401k plans, $7,000 to each of their IRAs, and $7,100 to their health savings account or HSA. After age 55, people can contribute to $8,100 to their HSA according to catch-up provisions. In a few years, it will increase to $74,100 annually from the current $73,100. Third strategy: fat FIRE. Similar to lean FIRE strategy in that it seeks to enable you to retire early, but to enable you to live on an upper middle class salary in retirement rather than $40,000 annually. An upper middle class salary varies by location, but $100,000 a year is a common estimate. Based on the 4% guideline, you'd need $2.5 million to be financially independent. Using John and Jane as an example, they would need to work and save for 16 years and 6 months to become financially independent. Fat FIRE doesn't provide financial freedom as rapidly as lean FIRE, but it provides a good retirement income. Its potential con is the same as that of lean FIREs. If you're not careful, it can be tempting to be too tight with your money and neglect the things and people that bring you joy. Fourth strategy: slow financial independence. Slow financial independence may be a response to lean and fat FIRE movements. As I just indicated, you might need to drastically alter your lifestyle to achieve lean and fat FIRE. A side hustle is important for lean and fat fire, especially if your salary is below average. It's one thing to cut out unnecessary expenses and spend the money you save more wisely. However, it's quite another to execute it. If you spend less of your money so you can save more, you may come to regret some of those choices after you reach financial independence. There are a few reasons for this. First, there's more to a well-lived life than getting money. Second, today's technology allows unexpected freedom without financial independence. Third, financial freedom on a tight budget won't make you happier or healthier. It suggests that we strike a balance between the length of time it takes to achieve financial independence and the level of satisfaction it brings. In the case of John and Jane, that may entail savings and investing enough to fund their 401ks to the maximum each year while surviving off of the remainder of the income. Each year, they spend $48,000 and invest $52,000. Based on these figures, it would take them 13 years and 5 months to become financially independent and around $1.2 million. It took longer than the lean fire strategy and shorter than the fat fire strategy, which makes sense considering their retirement income would be between the two. The main pro to this strategy is that it focuses on enjoying the journey as much as possible, not just getting to the end goal. The con is that it requires more time than some of the alternative tactics. Fifth strategy, coast financial independence. The objective is to aggressively save over the following several years, often known as barista financial independence. You let your investments grow until they can support your cost when you retire. Much like the lean and fat fire strategies, let's use John and Jane as an example to see how this works. John and Jane plan to retire when they are 70, giving them 20 years to accumulate wealth. They plan to retire with $50,000 annually. John and Jane will require $1.25 million in their retirement fund in 20 years. If they made 8% a year and max out all tax advantage accounts, as in the lean fire example, they would need to save consistently for 4 years and 4 months to accomplish their goal by age 70. This strategy can work especially well for people who are still young. For example, an 18-year-old would only need to save $400 a month until they turn 20 to have $1.25 million saved up when they turned 70, assuming they earned 8% on their money while they work. When you use coasting financial independence, there are a few things to keep in mind. Inflation. If you actively save for a few years and then let your assets grow on their own, it's crucial that your $50,000 income feels like $50,000 once you start taking it. For example, if inflation is 3% annually, when the 18-year-old retires at age 70, his $50,000 salary could only be able to purchase him what $10,000 would have when he was 18 years old. The real rate of return is the stated rate minus inflation, or you can keep saving after your aggressive period. The main pro of this strategy is that it allows you to change careers much sooner than other options, which might be appealing if you're in a well-paying but stressful job and don't mind working at another job for a bit. It is also the fastest method to become financially independent. In our examples, John and Jane required $316,750 to obtain coasting financial independence. However, they would have needed to save around $550,000 to lean fire on a $26,900 per year lifestyle, $676,500 to lean fire on a $40,000 per year lifestyle, a $1.2 million to fat fire, and about $700,000 to slow financial independence. In the hypothetical example of the 18-year-olds, they would have only needed to invest $27,300 of their own money to reach coasting financial independence due to the time to let the money compound. This affects how much of your own money is spent on your future. The con of this financial independence strategy is that since you only save for a little time, it takes some time to get full financial independence. Which strategy do you believe will be most effective for you? As always, this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. You should always do your own research and speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.